Hope you're having a good Sunday. My name is Sunil. I take care of placements at Scalar. Sahil, if you could introduce yourself as well.
My name is Sahil. I'm a data scientist at Fractal Analytics, and I was a student at Scalar.
Sahil, why don't we go deeper into your time pre-Scalar? Before you enrolled in the program, what were you doing? Maybe you could talk about your education, your first job, and so on.
Sure. I did my BTech from Chandigarh University in computer science, and I am a 2020 graduate pass out, and I joined Capgemini as a senior analyst from my college itself. Okay, so there I worked for almost 1.5 years, and then I switched to Tiger Analytics. I was also working as an analyst. So I think I need to enhance myself. So I took the Scalar course in, I guess, April 2022. And after my course is completed, I got my degree. I make a switch, and now I'm a data scientist in Fractal Analytics.
While studying through the program, it becomes difficult to manage things, right? You have that is needed on both sides. How did you go about it while at Scalar?
So it was actually tough to manage all the live classes, to manage all the assessments, to do the case studies. So initially when I joined the Scalar and simultaneously I joined the Tiger. Okay. So it was very hard for me because it was a very difficult or new work for me to understand into a new company and to settle down. So around 8:30 I shut down my office laptop, and around 9 p.m. I take my laptop to join the Scalar classes. So I got only 30 minutes or 25 minutes time to refresh myself, and then until 11:30 Scalar live classes was going on, and alternate days we have to solve multiple assignments, and mostly weekends are gone in the case studies. So initially it was very difficult for me to manage the time. But the thing is, I have decided that I have to complete the Scalar course because the course curriculum was so good and the teachers were so good at the Scalar. It doesn't feel me any overburden on me. They were explaining it in a very good manner. So it was a fun activity for me, I will say. If due to any reason, if I missed my live classes, then I make sure that early morning I will take a previous class so that before the next live class, so that I will not miss any of the class and I will not miss any of the content. And I make sure that I can solve all the assessments questions. Everything that we got, like lecture recordings and notes that they are giving after every lecture. Whenever we have assigned to the case study, I try to solve it as a company project.
Can you describe your work at Tiger Analytics? What were you doing there while you were also studying in the Scalar program?
So there I was majorly doing data analyst work. Okay, doing some EDA on top of the data, making data pipelines. Okay, exploring the data. So creating data for machine learning things. So I was not involved in that core data science work, but I will say I was in the data analytics field in Capgemini and Tiger Analytics both. So in Tiger, I was exploring the data, creating data pipelines, data migration, feature engineering, preparing data for machine learning models. This type of work I was doing.
Right. Can you describe your time in the course? Right. What were some challenges that you saw? What were some key modules that helped you in your overall preparation and so on?
So first of all, I'll talk about key modules that helped me during my preparation. I was in the intermediate batch of Scalar. The first key module that helped me was the Python refresher and SQL. Because if you are in the data science field or data analyst field, Python and SQL are the key concepts that you should be well aware of. Okay, so these were the initial things that helped me a lot. And then going toward the data science work, the first concept that I loved the most was the probability. So it helped me to clear my basics of the machine learning, because machine learning is all about maths. Okay, so probability and stats were the two topics that I loved the most. It helps me to clear my understanding about the machine learning. So when we go to the machine learning, to understand the algorithms was actually very easy for me because I know the maths behind them. And there was supervised learning, unsupervised learning topics. That was also very good for me.
Sahil, at what point of time did you feel ready to sit for placements and all that? When did you feel mentally comfortable?
In this thing, my mentor helped me a lot. I was in regular touch with my mentor. I gave my monthly or quarterly feedback to him, and I got the feedback from him also. I gave him many mock interviews in the Scalar. At that the point of time when I completed the computer vision topic, there I feel like I have gained enough skills to sit for the interview. And I talked to my mentor also. What he did, he took a mock interview for me. All the concepts of data science. According to his feedback, he said me that you are ready to sit into the interview. Then I start applying for the companies. But I'll say after my computer vision or NLP module. Before that, I was just focusing on learning the skills.
That's a great point. Sahil, now that you mentioned that mentor played a good part, right, in your overall readiness for placements, what would be the advice you give to people when to make the best use out of mentor sessions?
So I have seen many cases where people like spend around 5-6 months in the scaler and they haven't know about their mentor. Keep in touch with your mentor from the day one. Okay, I know you get the limited sessions with your mentor, but whenever you are setting a session with the mentor, make sure that write down all the questions that you have before the session. Spend some about 30 minutes in brainstorming all those things and make sure you discuss everything about with your mentor. So he helped me a lot in managing the time also and doing these case studies also.
As somebody proceeds through the program, as they start covering deeper modules, they tend to forget what was covered in the past, right? When somebody starts learning supervised, unsupervised learning, their grasp of concepts over Python libraries, SQL, and all that they learned in the past sort of goes down. How does one balance both?
Whenever you are in live class or whenever you are attending any video, take the notes of that session in whatever language you understand. Like if you want to make the notes in Hindi, make the notes in Hindi. If you want to make Hindi or English mix, make the notes in Hindi English mix. Okay, so that while you were revising your concepts now, you don't need to spend too much amount of time in revising those concepts. In the initial revision, you have covered into the depth. Okay, second thing, whatever resources you are following, except Scalar, like some Medium blogs, some YouTube channels, okay, keep them handy. Scalar content was, I will say, very good and it covers almost everything. Okay, but sometimes if I want to understand more, I go to the some Medium blogs. Okay, that these two things you can follow and make sure you revise your old concepts or revise once a month, at least once a month.
Sahil, can we talk about your placement process once you started applying? How did you go about it? How many places did you apply to? How did your CV get shortlisted? Maybe we can talk a little bit about the entire placement process.
The first thing that I did was to make a good resume because your resume plays a very crucial role in your interview. Make sure you will prepare a good resume, writing everything that you know, all the projects in a very detailed manner. I applied on the Scalar job portal. I applied on the Naukri.com, Glassdoor, through referral, through LinkedIn. Okay, all these things I make sure that I apply daily. At that time, recession was also going on. Market condition was not so good. Okay, so if I am applying on 100 companies, I can expect a call back from at most one or two companies, max to max one or two companies. Play smartly. Don't just directly go to the careers website of these companies and apply directly. Try to get referrals. Okay. For referrals, you have to make your connection strong. Do networking, like join on the scalar groups. Okay, there are many people who are from big companies. Okay, contact them through Slack or Scalar. Okay, ask them for referral. They will never deny for a referral. Send them your resume and job ID properly so that they can happy to refer you. I got placement into Fractal through referral itself. This is the thing that I followed. I built a strong network. I applied to many jobs. I was applying daily, and I was make sure that I spend at least 1 or 2 hours in revising my concepts.
Sahil, for somebody with a non-relevant background, right? Somebody, let's say, who's coming from software development or something else for that matter, uh, what can they add on their resume to ensure that the shortlist rates are more optimal, right? What should a fresher or
Okay.
a non-tech background add in their CV?
Try to gain as much skills as you can and try to build some good projects in the data science. Case studies in the scalar are very good. Okay, they cover all the breadth and depth of the concept. Try to solve all those case studies. Try to do some good projects on the Kaggle also. Push them on the GitHub and paste your link on the resume also.
What are some examples, Sahil, that you would suggest for a good project?
Like if you are a fresher and if you want to start with something, very basic data sets on the Kaggle like Titanic dataset, Wine dataset. Okay, you can start with those data sets, grasp the thing, learn how to build a machine learning model, how to do EDA, how to do feature engineering. Once you are comfortable on the basic process, how to train a model, how to do validation and all, take some good examples of some good data sets. Okay, so if I give you some example, there was a case study on loan tap which was involving a random forest model to build a random forest model. Okay, that was actually a very good case study that I solved in the scalar that involved a lot of feature engineering, lot of feature extraction, and lot of thinking. I'll say how to make some good features because when I initially trained my model, it was very overfitting. So it was a very good advantage for me, or it was a very good use case for me where I have to think how I can train an optimal model. If you are doing some project, you will always face some challenges, you will always face some issues, and interviewer will surely ask those challenges. There was a use case of Ola. Okay, there we have to do some churn prediction for their Ola drivers. It was also a very good case study where we have to think about how we have to create a new features also because those features was not enough to train the model. There we have to create our own features from the existing data.
Sahil, can we talk about your Fractal interview process? How many rounds were there? What was this? Maybe story.
Okay, two technical round, one case study round, one behavioral round, and one HR round. So initially, I get a phone call, and on the phone call, they ask me some basic questions about Python, SQL, and my relevant experience. That was a screening call that I got, and then there was one technical round which was held. Okay, there they asked me everything about my resume, about my projects that I have done in my previous companies, about my case studies that I have done, about my skills. Then there was a case study round where they gave me a data set. That was a live coding round, I will say. They told me to do screen share and do the live coding. So initially they asked me some SQL questions and basic and Python manipulation question like arrays, strings, all these things they have asked me. And writing SQL queries they asked me. SQL, I will say the writing Python was easy to moderate, but SQL was moderate to hard. There they were asking about group by joining functions, and then window functions they were asking. Okay, so SQL was moderate to hard, and then they gave me a data set. They told me to perform EDA on data set, and we have to apply a machine learning algorithm. That was actually a churn prediction data set. Okay, so that was very easy for me because I have done the similar case study previously in the scalar of Ola. Okay, that was almost similar use case. So that was some food delivery app case study where we have to do the churn prediction of the food delivery partners. Okay, so that I solved. Then third round was again a technical interview where they were asking about breadth and depth of machine learning, like mathematics, machine learning, what type of algorithm you have to apply in which condition. Okay, they asked me about what challenges I have faced, how I have solved them, how we can reduce overfitting, underfitting. Okay, all these things they were asking. Then fourth round was behavioral and cultural fit round, that how well I can fit into their company. And fifth round was HR and salary discussion round.
Sahil, can we talk about your work at Fractal right now? What are you currently working on? What does it day typically look like?
Fractal, I'm working as a data scientist. So I'm working on different machine learning models, like training those machine learning models, like random forest XGP models, and I'm working also some neural network projects also. I'm also working on the PCA. So these type of things I'm working on Fractal.
And how long has it been for you?
It's been 3 months since I joined the Fractal.
Yeah. Question from Nikhil. Did you get placed with scalar job opportunity or Naukri?
I got placed with a referral. So what I did is I found an opening in Fractal Analytics, and I reached out one of the employee that was my connection on the LinkedIn. So I asked him that there is an opening in the Fractal. I sent him my resume and the job ID. So he referred me. But I also got some offers from the Scalar also, and I also got from offer from Naukri.com.
Question from Pragyanjali. Is scalar content enough to get placed with a decent package? Pragyanjali, I think yes. But Sahil, your thoughts?
I'll say that is a very good content that you have in the scalar that contains all the breadth and depth of the all the topics that is currently working in the data science field.
Good question from Ayushi. Can we get data scientist role although we're not from data background? I mean, from different technology apart from data analyst or data engineer. Basically, for a fresher or a non-tech person, what do you think should be the path for them to get into data science?
The first thing that I've also told, make some good projects. If you are a fresher, you will get initially data analyst job because there are very less companies who are hiring data scientists as a fresher.
Question from Prajeet. How well is your work-life balance at Fractal? How do you enjoy your
Yeah, nah.
Fractal?
Yeah, work-life balance is also very good here in Fractal. I don't feel any burden here of deadlines or anything. They are following agile methodology, so chill work here.
Question from Prajeet again. How to choose a correct mentor? Can I choose him based on number of mentees he placed? Uh,
I'll say this is not the correct way to choose a mentor. When I was choosing a mentor, I have around 10 or 12 options. Okay, some were Amazon people, some were Microsoft people. Okay, but I didn't choose them. I choose a mentor who was working as a senior data scientist in Gojek. Okay, why I choose him? Because I find out that he has a similar journey that I am following. Okay, he was coming from a tier 3 college. Initially, he joined a service-based company. Then he switched in a product. Then he switched in an analytics startup. Okay, then after that, he joined the Gojek. Okay, so he will be well aware of all the difficulties that he has faced while coming from tier 3 college to a service-based company and how he get into a product-based company so that he will understand my problems also. There were some people who are more intelligent than him that they are working at Amazon or Microsoft, but they are from IITs, they directly got placed in the Microsoft. So they don't know about the service-based company culture. Okay, that was my point of view. That how I choose my mentor.
that's a great point. Try to choose somebody who's been through the same journey so that you can
Exactly.
experiences and so on. Question from Jairam. Did you resign before or after appearing for the Fractal interview?
I resigned after I got the offer letter from Fractal because I was not ready to take the risk
Right.
of resigning before getting any offer. So I get the offer from Fractal and then I resigned in the Tiger.
Sahil, how do you think people should navigate notice period problems?
Try to get a offer initially. Okay, then try to get on the notice period as soon as possible.
Question from Samir. If possible, can you please share your resume? If your LinkedIn is detailed, maybe I can put your LinkedIn link as well.
So I have added my resume and LinkedIn both. You can go through.
Thank you, Sahil. Question from Sujan. I'm from a sales background, but I don't have any relevant experience at the time. How can we show this background in resume? I think Sujan, projects are one way to go. We covered this question as well. And also, if you've done some bit of analysis, sales usually has a lot of analysis like forecasting, market segmentation, and all these things. Right? Try to mention these things in your CV. We've seen a lot of people do that. Sahil, your thoughts?
Yeah, exactly. Because sales is a very good use case of data science also. Okay, so if you have done some analysis in the sales itself, you can show those analysis to the company because you have a plus factor that you have knowledge of sales also. Okay, so company will hire you if you are good in data science and you are also good in sales, so that you can understand the very basics of the sales also. So it will be helpful for them.
Question from Kunal: whether placement opportunities offered by Scalar sufficient? How many did Scalar offer you? What are the packages like?
There are many good companies that are coming for the placement in Scalar. So I got around 2 or 3 offers from the Scalar also. So initially, I'll not talk about the pay package, but I will tell about the hike that I was getting. So I was getting around 40 to 50% hike to Scalar, and that was increasing in every offer. Yeah, so there are very good companies who are coming for the data science, and basically it was very diversified. Okay, so companies are also coming for internship. Companies are also coming to hire for freshers around 0 to 1 years of experience. They're also coming for hiring of mid years of experience, like around 2 to 5 years of experience, and some of the companies are also coming to hire for the data science manager itself, like those who have around 7, 8, or 10 years of experience. So all type of companies are coming.
Question from Shivam: what is the increase in salary percentage after getting into Fractal? We do not need exact numbers, only percentage. Are you comfortable sharing the percentage, Sahil?
Yeah, I got around 80% of hike while joining the Fractal.
Question from Piyush: I have 3 years experience as a full stack developer. Will companies hire me as an analyst or a data scientist? Also, is it worth switching to data science, and what package can I expect? Piyush, I think package is a function of how you do well in the interviews and your background and so on.
Exactly.
Maybe Sahil, you can take the first part.
Is what to switch in DS, it's totally based depend on your interest. Okay, so there are endless opportunities in every field, I'll say. If you are in full stack development, there are endless opportunities in some of my friends who are already working full stack development and they are earning more than a data scientist. Okay, so there are not limited opportunities in full stack, but if you have interest in data science, then switching in data science is what, okay, because future is data science. Like there are a lot of jobs that are coming in the DS field. And to answer your question that they will hire you as an analyst or DS, initially I will say they will hire you as an analyst if you don't have any relevant experience in data science. But it depends on your interview, I'll say. Because most of the companies, if they are interviewing an experienced employee, they will discuss and they will take a decision on the basis of interview that they should go for analyst or data science. If you do good in data science interview, if you do good in the interview for in the field of data science, if they think you are good enough to work as a data scientist, they will hire you as a data scientist. Otherwise, they will give you in this position.
Question from Shubhendu: is it necessary to do the MS and Scalar by extending our DSML course, or the course itself is good enough? I think Sahil, you did the MS, right?
Yeah, I did the MS.
Right. Your thoughts?
I'll tell you why I did the MS. Because initially I was also thinking that Scalar course was good enough to cover all the content. Okay, and I'll say the curriculum between MS and certification is not different. They have a same curriculum. Just the thing is why I did MS is the first point of view is I got a MS degree from a reputed organization, from a reputed college. Okay, I got the MS degree from Wolf University, London. Okay, this will help you or this will increase your chances in the interview to get shortlisted. Because nowadays I have seen many good companies, like many main companies, they are asking for a master's degree. This is the first reason that I took go for masters, because I was not in a position to leave my job and go for a full time 2 years of master degree. I found it the best way to complete my master's degree. Second thing, I'll say that their assistant program was also good in the masters.
Question from Nikhil: how many years of experience do you have in machine learning before joining the new organization? Zero, right, Sahil? You were working as an analyst.
I was working as an analyst. I don't have any experience in machine learning before I joined the Fractal.
Question from Sumit: sir, I work in a manufacturing company and my timings change weekly. Sometimes it is at night and sometimes it is during the day. How do I manage that and the Scalar program?
This is the issue that you will not be able to attend live classes many of the days when you have night shift. Okay, so I'll say whenever you get the free time, utilize as free videos, lectures, and if you don't have, if you have the daytime, then utilize your night time to complete your course content. That is actually also very difficult, I understand, but you have to give your time if you have to achieve it.
Question from Ankush: please share good resources like YouTube channels for data science learning. Are there any channels that you would recommend, Sahil?
There was one channel, I guess, Khan Academy. Okay, their mathematics was very interesting and they explained them in a very good manner. So I followed Khan Academy for the mathematics content.
Question from Rishabh, and specifically relevant for you since you work as a data scientist. In the past 6 to 8 months, you've had both positive and negative experiences in data science industry. Is it okay if you share some good and bad experiences from your perspective in the data industry? Learning from your experiences could be very helpful.
So yeah, there are both positive and negative experience in the data science industry, I'll say. So the positive experience I will say is getting hands on the new technologies, because as you know, like in the current industry, there are a lot of technologies, lot of tools that are coming on. Okay, like if you have heard about ChatGPT, Gen AI, so that is a very emerging technology that is coming on, that is used to make life very easier. Okay, before that, like I will tell my experience of using ChatGPT when I have to do some draft some mail, okay, and do some documentation. So initially, I have to think about the content and the I have to take care of all the grammatical things. Okay, now I just put my draft on the ChatGPT and it converts me into a good form. Okay, so that is a very good experience or positive experience, I would say, in the data science industry. But again, there are some negative experience also. Like due to, I'll not say due to Gen AI or ChatGPT, jobs are going on, but most of the time they make the life very easier so that we are not doing more efficient work. Okay, like we are totally depending on these chat GPTs or AI bots to do our work. So that is a negative experience from my side, that we are totally depending on them to do our work. So we should not depend on them. We should do our work by ourselves. We can take help from these chatbots or Gen AI. They are there to make to
Okay, good question
yeah
from Sanjay again, especially in your context. How to ask for referral and how to get referred?
to get referral. You have to build your network. Okay. So what you can do, you can suppose you are targeting one company. Suppose you are targeting Microsoft. Okay, so try to connect with the people who are already working the Microsoft on the LinkedIn or on the Scalar groups. Okay, ask them, try to get good network with them, try to get what they are doing, try to understand their work, and try explore their career side. Okay, if you find any openings in the Microsoft, for say, contact those people who are in your network and ask them to refer you. For referring, send them the job ID and your resume on the messages, okay, or LinkedIn chat or scalar groups. Ask them to refer them in their organization. So that's how you can get the refer. But make sure you'll send all the relevant information to them through which they can refer, like your resume, your job ID, your mobile contact number, your email ID. All these things are needed to refer you. So make sure.
Just to add one point here, Sanjay, I think the biggest mistake somebody can do is send their CV and say, refer me to relevant jobs. Nobody is going to take that
Yeah.
effort to find relevant jobs for you and refer you there. Thing like Sahil mentioned is be very clear, set the job link saying, I want to apply for this job that I found on your website. Can you refer me to this job? That just makes the request easier to grant. Question from Rajesh. Any difference in the fee structure between master degree and DSML course? Rajesh, you will find it on the website. Any details you want, you will find it both on your dashboard and on the Scalar website. Uh, Question from Roshan. Which all universities Scalar have tie-ups for MS program? Roshan, at this point of time, it is only Wolf University where we have an MS tie-up. Question from Pratik. I have same scenario like Piyush, but I'm not good at mathematics. Then is it good to do data science? Pratik, I think Sahil mentioned this at the start itself. Mathematics becomes very important when you're trying to learn data science. Maybe Sahil, you could give your thoughts on how does one get good at mathematics?
Problem solving, critical thinking. Okay, so try to get uh, uh, try to get a good understanding of the concept. Try to revise them. Try to solve as much questions as you can on the probability. Okay, so that you can get to know about the concept. Okay, you will know every basic thing about that. Then you will understand that if you are learning those concepts or not, if you are find it interesting, then there is a point to go deep into it. But if you are not finding it interesting, then I don't think so. You should get inside to the data science field.
Okay. Question from Deepak. I think specifically pertaining to Fractal. What is the team size? What type of domain knowledge was asked in the interview?
Besides, like I'm in a team where we are around 4 data scientists working. We are working on multiple domains. If I say I'm working in the banking domain, okay. So initially they will not ask about a domain knowledge. If you are getting hired for a particular project, then only they will ask about the domain knowledge. Otherwise, basic concepts are well enough.
Sahil, any quick cheat sheet from your side for somebody who is sitting for placements right now? What would be your guidance just to summarize our entire discussion today?
Believe more on notes instead of these things that are available on the internet. Okay, so the cheat sheet for me is always to make good notes. Right, the smallest thing that you have to remember. Like I will try while I'll give you an example. So when I was learning logistic regression or linear regression, okay, so I wrote down every basic details about regularization, why it is important, why if the alpha value is high, but it will impact on overfitting, or if alpha value is low, but it will impact on overfitting and underfitting. Okay, and before going an interview, I make sure that I revise that notes. Okay, and when an interview asks about regularization, I am very good, confident enough to answer it. So that is my cheat sheet to make good notes.
Got it. Sahil, is Fractal Analytics
Yeah.
hiring for PS roles today? And will you be okay to referring people? If so, how do they reach out to you?
So if anyone find any relevant job opening, so don't hesitate to send me the job opening in your resume. I will happy to refer anyone on the Skiller.
Thank you so much, Sahil. I think this was a very, very detailed chat that we had today. I think thanks a lot for coming and sharing your
Thanks, Sunil.
experiences here. Right. Thanks to the audience as well for putting up really, really meaningful
Thanks,
questions
Sunil. Thanks,
that
Sunil, for
would
having me
benefit.
here.
Check out Scalar's masterclass by industry leading experts only on Scalar's event page. Link is in the description below.